taken to the next level.
Hey everyone, this is 8-Bit Flashback, and I'm going to be testing out a Game Genie on a Sega Genesis Model 1 and a Sega Genesis Flashback. And for those of you that aren't familiar with the Game Genie is a device that allows you to cheat or manipulate certain aspects of a game. And the first Game Genie was released in 1990 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. So we're going to start with testing it in the Sega Genesis Model 1, and we're going to be testing Sonic 2. So after the Game Genie boots up, it's going to take us to a menu where we can enter codes. And the first code I'm going to enter is a code that makes Sonic jump really high. And the second code is a two-part code, and this is going to allow Sonic to go into supersonic mode just by collecting 5 rings, then jumping in the air. Once I'm done entering my codes, I'm going to press start. And the graphics don't look that great right now because I'm hooked up via composite cables, but I do have a pair of RGB cables on the way, but they probably won't be here until next month. And from what I've seen and heard, the RGB cables make a huge difference. Alright, let's test the jump out, and as you can see, he jumps way higher than he normally does. It's kind of a moon jump, it just kind of floats in the air now. And now I just need to collect at least 5 rings, then jump in the air, and he should go into supersonic mode. And how the supersonic mode works is it counts down however many rings you have, so you get about a second for each ring. And as soon as you run out of rings, you turn back into regular Sonic. And one thing I'd like to mention is I just recently purchased the Sega Genesis Model 1, and it's been a long time since I played Sonic 2 on an original console, not an emulator. And I know graphically right now it's not much to look at, but the gameplay is very smooth. I just forgot how smooth it actually plays on the original console. It's just crazy to think that Sega can make games like this back in the day, but yet they still failed in the console business. The Game Genie also has an option where you can turn off the cheat codes at any time just by flipping the switch. And if you want to re-enable the cheat codes, you just flip it back on. Now I'm going to test the Game Genie on the Sega Genesis Flashback made by AT Games. So it looks like it's loading up okay, it's recognized as Game Genie, so let's go ahead and start the game and see what happens. Let's go and enter a code. So I'm just going to enter the jump really high code. And press start. And it just resets itself. So unfortunately the Game Genie does not seem to be working with the Sega Genesis Flashback. I'm going to try just a random code. And press start again. And same thing, it just resets itself. So from what I've learned about the Sega Genesis Flashback, is what it does is when you load a cartridge and you start the system, it actually turns it into a virtual ROM. And then after it turns it to a virtual ROM, the cartridge drive is useless. In fact, you can even take the cartridge out of the slot and your game will still play like normal. So unfortunately, that's another letdown presented by the Sega Genesis Flashback. And I'm not really surprised the Game Genie didn't work. I kind of expected it, but it'd been really cool if it did work. And with that being said, I'm still going to be testing out a Chinese EverDrive cartridge here in the near future. The Chinese EverDrive cartridge might actually work because it has flash memory. But in order to flash the game in the memory, I might have to use a Model 1 to flash the game first, and then load it into the Sega Genesis Flashback. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please click that like button, and if you want to hear more from me, please subscribe. And if you want to see more of my videos, just click any of these links.